Hi, Mark Mackey speaking, one of the owners and directors of Bailey's Real Estate in the North. I just wanted to give you a quick update of the market and what's happening in the market at the start of July 2020. Real estate stats aren't yet out, but Bailey's in the North have just had a really strong month of sales, which is encouraging to see in a post-COVID environment. That's in all parts of the market too, really interestingly. Both first home buyers and investors coming back into the market, but also right up to the high-end waterfront properties. So really interesting dynamic and really good to see some activity and some confidence coming through in that marketplace. We're seeing some people make decisions with confidence at the moment. We think that's partly driven by the period of time that people had to reflect on what they're doing in their life and their work over levels 3 and 4. We think it's also driven by low deposit rates. We've had a number of purchasers who have been holding some cash in the bank and have decided they want to get their cash working a bit harder for them and getting back into the property market. There's also obviously record low interest rates at the moment. You know, borrowing at 2.5% is cheap in anyone's book, and that's certainly fueling some activity. We're also starting to see expats coming home. We sold one waterfront farm this month for over $6 million, sight unseen, to a Kiwi who's been living overseas for 20 years and decided to come home a couple of years earlier than planned with the kids. So there's lots of activity in this space, and as I've said previously, it's encouraging to see. I'd also encourage people, don't underestimate the amount of wealth that's in New Zealand. There are a lot of Kiwis who have done very well over the last 10 years and who are now making decisions in terms of what they want to do, maybe to make a change in their lifestyle, or they're cashed up and deciding to do something different. So it's certainly giving the market some impetus at present, and as I've said, it's encouraging to see. So what's happening with regards to price? What about values? Well, at present, they certainly are holding up. Actually, in the last couple of months, we've set a number of record selling prices in suburbs throughout the north of Auckland and Northland. I think this is really driven by a real lack of stock and properties for sale in the marketplace. If you'd suggested to me pre-COVID, at the end of March, I should say, that would be setting record sale prices in June, I would have said you're joking, but we are really seeing some very good activity at the moment that we wouldn't have seen a couple of months ago. How long will it last? In my personal view, I think it's too early to call. Many economists are picking that the market is going to drop and prices are going to drop by up to 10% in the next 12 to 18 months. There is also a counter view that the pure amount of stimulus that's being flushed into the economy, together with very low interest rates, will hold the market up. At the end of the day, I think we'll really see and we'll know who's right once we're looking in the rear view mirror, and once we've seen some market change. What I do know, and certainly we're seeing at the present, is that the market is moving right now. We're seeing some really good activity. We're seeing genuine buyer interest and buyers wanting to pay a fair and reasonable market price. We're also seeing properties that have been on the market for months with little activity on them now sold, some in multiple offers, which is really encouraging. So if you're thinking of selling in the coming weeks or months, all I can tell you is right now we're seeing very little property on the market and we're seeing some very strong activity. So which would suggest to me that it would be a great time to talk to one of the team at Bailey's and find out your options and to work out a strategy to take your property to the market and to maximise the sale price. We'd be only too happy to help if we can. I hope you have a great day. Cheers.